How can I use satire to resist? I'm pretty pissed off right now. I'm pissed off about watching the news. I'm pissed off about reading about, a president of the United States accepting a $400 million gift from a foreign country. I'm pissed off about how that same country gets to build, a military base in our country. Oh, that's really interesting how that happens. And then we see masked government agents in this country, kidnapping people off the street. And some of them turn out to be, Americans. After a while, that frustration and anger turns to despair. But you know what? That's exactly what they want. They want you to feel powerless. They want you to feel despair. They want you to give up. But there's a way to resist, and there's a way to gain that power back. And one of those ways is through satire. And you can have a lot of fun doing it through a process known as joyful resistance. So what is joyful resistance? It's taking back control. And it's fun doing it. There are bullies in Washington, D.C. There are plenty of them. And the one thing that bullies don't like is being made fun of, to make themselves look like buffoons, of which they are. Now, I try to do that. I use satire with my silly videos, and you can too. And you don't have to be a comedian. I'm certainly not. But you got to do something, and you can have fun doing it. So one of the first things I would suggest is a book. It's called A Comedian and an Activist Walk into a Bar: The Serious Role of Comedy in Social Justice. And it's by Katie Chatu and Lauren Feldman. One was from Hollywood, and the other one is a professor. So I'll put a link into the description. The second thing you can do is join me in a new satirical series I'm doing. And that is that instead of getting all pissed off and depressed, is that make a satire out of the multiple forms of corruption and abuse of power that is going on today in America. For example, I'll come up with an idea, and I'll come up with a satirical take on it. It could be a faux make-believe PSA or faux commercial or faux government announcement or some dystopian satire, something or another that I think of, and I'll start the ball rolling with that. I'll come up with an idea, some plots, and I encourage you to engage in improv. And in improvisational comedy, it's the key word is yes and. And that is that it's the acceptance of the premise by the other, and you build upon it. Certainly build upon my ideas, or come up with your own ideas. Propose those in the comments. And, I think I can anticipate, making actually satirical films stemming from those comments. At least it'll start out in the discussion, and we'll see where it goes from there. For example, one thing is that you got a situation that just smells an awful lot like corruption, like a foreign government gifting a $400 million jet to the President of the United States. $400 million. And then we as taxpayers are going to have to pay another, $500 million to retrofit it, to bring it up to Air Force One standards. And then after the presidency is over, he actually gets to keep the plane. So the plane will probably be in use for a year, and then he gets that brand new plane. That's incredible. I'm incredulous. I'm incensed by this. And so, and then it turns out that they get that same country that gave them all that money has a military base in our own country. So I'm thinking, what could we do? Let's see with that. Well, there could be a satirical airline commercial, for example, called it Golden Air. They may have golden showers, I don't know, but they would have probably golden toilets, because Trump has a bunch of golden toilets. And, nothing just screams so much of identity with the common man as we all have golden toilets in our condo, right? And so I'm thinking 8 toilets, because there's a lot of crap that goes on on that plane. So, so that everybody can make use of it. Then I'm thinking that, well, perhaps maybe, along these lines of this military air base, maybe they could also have a Soviet air base, located to make it more convenient. It could be Alaska, but maybe we could have it in Florida instead, because this way they get access to the beach. Because if you're really cold in Russia, just come on down to Florida, and if you have enough money, we can get you a base. So that's along the lines that initially come to mind, and so I'm going to encourage you to build on that idea of this Air Force One. Maybe that's what it is. It's called Air Force One, and or if it's a toilet, Air Force number 2. So anyway, but come join the resistance, a joyful resistance, and have fun doing it.